Hola! Like that?
Uno, dos, tres.
Hola!
¡Hola! Hola chicos, ¿cómo están? Oigan, como ya saben, mi nombre es Maciel y bienvenidos al canal. En el video de hoy voy a tener un invitado especial. Está mi esposito aquí. He's taken, girls. Bueno, pues hoy día vamos a estar haciendo el famoso Q&A que muchos me habían pedido que haga. Y aquí está Jacob. Está jugueteando con las luces, así que lo tengo que tener aquí. Ok.
Bueno, como les estaba diciendo, hoy día vamos a hacer el famoso bla.
Bueno, como les estaba diciendo, hoy día vamos a hacer el Q&A que varios me habían pedido que haga, así que tenemos una lista de preguntas. Les había posteado en Instagram, en mis stories les hice dejarme preguntas que pudiera responder el día de hoy con Sean, así que hoy día vamos a estar haciendo eso. I think that's all I have to say. Let's get started. I have all the questions here, and I think I'm going to speak English so Sean can understand what I'm saying because he doesn't speak Spanish. Question number one, mi amor. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. How did everything happen, or how did we meet? Do you want to answer that one?
That's a big question.
It is.
That's a big answer. Well, we met using Tinder. I swiped right, and she almost swiped left. But
I had to ask my friends if he was handsome or not, and they said yes. So I said right.
I don't know. Then we talked for a little bit, maybe for like a week, and then we went on our first date, which was supposed to be to this coffee place that ended up being closed because it was like 8:30 at night. We met. So we went to the drive-through Starbucks, and then from there we just went and hung out at my apartment.
Yep.
Just the two of us.
See. But I just wanted to say something. So when we met, I was here in the United States during the work and travel program. So I started using Tinder, and he was using Tinder, and that's how everything happened. Okay, question number two. How did you decide to get married? It was over the phone.
It was
it's
over
important
the
to
phone.
say that.
Yeah, it was over the phone.
Yeah.
She was in Peru and I was here in the States. So she found out she was pregnant and she called me. We talked about it a little bit. Kind of talked about the options of what we could do. And then I said I would like her to come up here and live with me, and for us to get married and raise our future child together.
Sure. Jacob.
And she said yes. Kind of the proposal.
Yes, we both were very nervous. Like we didn't know if the whole thing was going to work out, but it did. So we're happily married. Number three. What was your first impression when you met the first time, or your first thoughts?
I thought she was hot.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. So.
Sexy Latina.
You know, I was pretty happy. But she was like 15 minutes late, so I was kind of annoyed at that because I was sitting in front of her hotel that she was staying at.
I had to get ready. My first impression was that, well, he was very handsome, so that made me feel kind of like overwhelmed. I felt like he was a nice guy, but he was also handsome and he was also smart. I was like, this is the whole package. Number four. What does it say? Okay, my cousin asked me this one on Facebook, and she said, ¿Quién conquistó a quién? And I asked Sean, how would you say that in English? And he said that probably the question is like, who fell in love first? So that's gonna be the question. Who fell in love first?
I don't know.
I think it was Sean.
I don't know. I fell in love kind of slowly, I guess. The first time I realized I might be in love, I could be in love, was when I actually liked hanging out with you.
So pretty much like the first date. So he fell in love
maybe
first.
not that quite that early, but it was like definitely our trip to Salt Lake was a pretty big one. We took a trip to the Salt Flats, which is around a 3-hour drive, just one way, and it was a nice car ride.
Sorry, Jacob is playing with the lights. Okay, keep going.
And that's kind of the first time I ever liked hanging out with a girl for that long, without getting physical. And I was like, wow, she's actually like a friend.
Just say
like,
it, Amor, just say it.
I could actually hang out with her without having sex with her. And I was like, wow, this is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And that was kind of like, wow, I could actually see myself, spending a lot of time with her and actually really enjoying it.
I know he fell in love first because, he wanted to get married. Like, that was all his idea, so.
Yeah.
I think he fell in love first. Okay. I'm nervous.
Just start back.
Okay, wait.
Just drink some beer. Do. Go, 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 go. Chug, 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 chug. There you go.
Okay. I'm going to do it from the beginning. See? Alright, so we're back. We had to take a break because we had to put Jacob to sleep. It was time to go to sleep. And now we're going to finish with the video. We have like 6 questions left. Question number 5 was asked by my friend who already knows the whole story. She knows what happened that night. The first time you guys got drunk together. So, Sean is going to tell us what happened that night.
Okay.
It's because it's embarrassing for me.
It was our second date. And it was kind of like our first real date because the first date, we just went back to my apartment and had sex. So the second date, we
I don't need to say that anymore.
and so this was our second date, and we decided we wanted to go out and check out downtown Ogden. And they have a really nice downtown. It has a ton of bars, one club. I guess not that nice, but it's decent. So before the night started,
it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Okay.
Before the night started, she had said that she could outdrink me because of her Peruvian blood. And I was like, there's absolutely no way. I was like, I was in the United States Army. It was pretty much my job to drink. Like, that's what I did pretty much every day.
Don't say that. What's people going to think about the army?
That's what you do in the Army. I just drank all the time.
Okay.
So we went out and we started drinking tequila shots.
Shots. And I got drunk.
Just like that.
Yeah.
But we were bar hopping too, so we'd have a couple shots and then go to the next bar and have a couple more shots. I think by the end of the night, we ended up having like 12 tequila shots and like each, and like 3 mixed drinks or something. Had a couple beers, and it was like, I don't know, 3 hours of drinking, dancing, and there's a few people that picked a fight because they wanted to talk to the pretty lady. They didn't like me. But we didn't get in a fight or anything. So it was fun. It was a lot of fun. So the night ended. We called our Uber to take us home. And I was talking to her.
Like, you already knew that I was drunk. Like, I couldn't even
we were both
walk.
We were both really drunk. I mean, you were really drunk. But we got in the Uber, and I don't know how it came up, but we decided we wanted to get food.
I don't even remember that. I swear I don't. Okay.
So we went and stopped at this McDonald's near my apartment. The Uber took us there through the drive-thru, and I think we just said, like, we'll just pay you in cash. So we just canceled the ride, and we just paid him in cash. So it took us to this McDonald's, and, like, while we're waiting to order, while we're in the line, in the drive-thru, she says, open the door. So I open the door, and she just throws up right there, right in the line to McDonald's. And the Uber driver was cool. He's like, didn't get in my car, I don't care. So he just got food. And then went back home to my apartment. And I ate some food. And
I just went to sleep, I guess, because that's all I remember. Yeah.
Actually, you didn't go to
That's
sleep.
what happened.
No, because we kept talking. I think we drank more after we got to my apartment. I don't know. Okay. But we definitely ate the food. And then she went to sleep.
Every time I talk about this, my friends always go like, he could have killed you. Like, that was just our first date, and yeah, he could have.
That was our second date.
Yeah. Okay. Right. That's it. So that's all you needed to know about that night. It was a crazy night. Okay. Question number 6. When did you know that he or she was the right one?
When I realized that I actually wanted to hang out with you without just sleeping with you. When I actually wanted to have conversations and
Don't
go
think
to
he's
places.
a womanizer. He just likes sex. No, I'm just kidding.
Um,
But he does.
I mean, every guy does, right? I mean,
Okay.
yeah, on that trip to Salt Lake when I was actually pretty cool to hang out with you, and I was like, it's pretty sweet. And then you lived with me for like a week,
Yeah.
and it was actually really nice coming home and
Yeah.
and seeing you.
So I think I realized that he was the right one when, never until now. When we started dating, I was always like, I don't think we should fall in love. I think we should just have fun. You know, I have to come back to Peru. So I was kind of like trying to not fall in love with him. I think I realized that he was the right one right when I went back to Peru. I got to Peru on a Sunday, I think, and on Monday I had classes. So I went to school and I sat in the class and I was like, just thinking of him. And then I thought like, I don't think I'm going to find another guy like him. At that moment, I decided that year I was going to be single and I wasn't going to date any guy. And my plan was to keep talking with him and just come back for the next season, for the next work and travel season, and then see what happens. And then I told him that I was pregnant, and he didn't run away. Like, he wanted to have the baby, and he was so compromised that it made me feel even better, like better about us. He was the right one. Like, I was right. I knew he was the right one, and he actually was the right one. So, question number 7. What do you like or dislike about each other? Do you have your answer already?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
I like everything about you.
Oh, I know. That's Florida.
Yep. And I dislike nothing.
Oh,
How about that, right? Perfect answer, right? I like that you're a very kind person and that you're very caring. I like that you are very patient with Jacob and with me. And I like that you're smart and you think about things and you see the situation. Nothing gets past you.
And what are the things that you don't like about me? Okay, then I can go with the things that I like about you.
Okay.
And then there are a lot of things that I like about him, actually. I like that he is smart. He's pretty smart. I like that he works for everything that he has. Like, he's been working since ever for everything that he has now. So I think that is good. I like the way he is with Jacob. I like that he is a good father. Like, I'm gonna cry. He's the kind of father that I never could have. So he's kind of like, he's the best father ever. He has a big heart. And I like the connection that we have. I like that he is able to say, I'm sorry. And he can say, like, I know I was wrong. And that is so hard for people to say sometimes, that the fact that he can do it means a lot for me. I like that he's handsome. I do feel like he's the whole package. And yeah, I like him a lot. Here you go, Emma.
Dislikes?
No, I forgot. He really takes care of me and Jacob. Like, I do feel protected when I'm with him. Your turn.
So dislikes. Sometimes she leaves spoons in pots, even though the pot has a lid and there's food in the pot. So she puts the spoon in the pot and then she puts the lid on top. But since there's a spoon, the lid doesn't sit there. So the food goes bad. Yeah.
What else?
That's pretty much it, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You can be honest, Nimmer. I don't care what people
She likes to cook, which is great. But then as soon as she's done cooking, she'll put the food on the plates and it'll be ready to eat. We'll be ready to eat. And then she decides to do all the dishes.
Yep.
And then the food gets cold.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Amor, the food is getting cold. Why don't we just eat and we'll just do dishes after? She's like, no, I need to do the dishes now.
It's just that I see the dishes there on the sink and they're all dirty and I'm like, I just have to do it. I can't help it. I'm sorry. So dislikes. Well, Sean could be very messy sometimes. So now he's working from home, but when he was going to work, he will get home. When he has to change, he just leaves the clothes on the floor. Like, he just leaves them there. He just leaves them there. And it just upsets me. Like, I feel like I'm always picking up the clothes. Another thing that I don't like about him is that he is a smart guy. So he reads a lot. And sometimes he wants to be right. Like, he has to be right. Question number 8. Details about the wedding. When we decided to get married, the second step was applying for the K1 visa, which is the fiance visa. And that allows you to bring your fiance with you to the United States. So we knew that the wedding wasn't going to be like a big thing. And we were okay with that. I guess one of the big details could be we were looking for a venue. And it was kind of hard for us to find a perfect place, especially because we were on a budget and I don't know, we didn't want to be like too cheap, still wanted something like kind of elegant, like something nice. And when we were looking for a place, his mom talked to us and said that she could ask someone, like one of her neighbors, for a house. Yeah, she lives in the country. So one of her neighbors actually has like a barn, and so it's like a really nice house with those high trees, super fancy. And she asked them if we could use their house or their barn for the wedding, and they actually said yes. Like, I couldn't even believe that they said yes. They didn't even notice, or I mean, I don't think you've ever met them, right?
No, I've never met them.
But they still said yes, so we had the venue for free. And it was super nice, and I will actually put some pictures right here. And it was just a civil wedding. We didn't have a Catholic wedding. We didn't go to the church, and we were okay with that. We weren't rushed just because we needed to get all the paperwork done so that we could go to the next step in this whole process of the visa. I guess another thing that it's important to mention is that I was kind of sad when we were planning the wedding, because I wasn't sure if my mom and my brother were going to be able to come to the United States for our wedding. But then we helped them out with the whole tourist visa process, and they went through it and they got it. They got the visa. So they came for our wedding. And then all his family was here too. They came from Washington, from Nevada, and that's it. And then another detail is that normally, well, I don't know, I guess, I'm not sure if they do it that way here, but in my country, it's like the groom cannot see the bride, and I mean, with the dress until the day of the wedding. But we didn't do that, because we were actually planning the whole wedding together. We went to the bridal together, and we picked out the wedding dress together. So actually, Sean saw me when I was all dressed up.
The first one to see her.
Yeah, he was the first one. Like, not even my mom, right? I think I called my mom.
Yeah, you called
that.
your mom after.
Which I don't think is normal, but I don't know. It didn't really bother me. Like, at that moment, it was okay. I didn't care.
Well, we had Jacob.
Oh, yeah.
So we had to do all the planning while also having Jacob, which was pretty difficult.
Yeah. Another thing, and I will say is one of my favorite things about our wedding, we hired a photographer, and she took really good pictures. Like, I just loved every single picture. I think that was the best part. She got to capture those moments. We also had a reception in a hotel. It was super special because even though I didn't have my family, it was like a like a family reunion. Like his family was there, and it was actually the first time that they met me. Okay, but I'm going to tell you a little bit about that day. So we drove to Logan. We went straight to the hotel, and we had to set everything up. So we did the whole decoration together with his family and with my family too. We all worked on that, and then we went to the barn, and I got ready in his mother's house. And I think I had just like 30 minutes to get ready. Like I had to do my makeup, I had to do my nails. I don't even think, I didn't do my nails actually. And I had to do my hair. And you know, for boys it's always way easier. So he was ready in like 10 minutes. So after that we had the ceremony. And it was just like a 15-minute ceremony. The one that presented the ceremony was his stepfather.
You were like 15 minutes late to the ceremony, so I was getting pretty worried. I'm just standing up there with everybody else.
I was thinking.
By myself. It was pretty nerve-wracking.
Then we had the photo shoot. And then after that, we went to the hotel with
For the reception.
And we all met there, and we had some food. We danced a little bit, and we took some pictures. And I finally got to talk to his family actually, because we didn't really, like when we had the ceremony, they were all sitting there, and I just walked through the aisle. And that was it. We didn't really get to talk until then when we went to the hotel. Then after that, we had reservations in the hotel. So we stayed that night there with my mom and my brother. And his family went back to their houses, I think. Or to your mom's, I think.
Yeah, most of them stayed with my mom.
And another detail about that day. And so that night, Jacob was still pretty little. He wasn't on a schedule, and he wasn't sleeping by himself. So we had to sleep with Jacob that night. So there was no honeymoon. We literally didn't have sex that night, which is something that you expect, right? Like after the wedding, it's like the night. No. We had to sleep with Jacob, and
and we fell asleep. Yeah.
We didn't even drink that much that day, but it was such a long day that I guess we just ended up super tired, and we just went to sleep. And that's it. That's pretty much the whole story about the wedding.
Yeah, that's like the short story, quick story.
We'll have to make another video so we can tell you guys the whole story. Okay, that's it. Question number 9, how did you manage the long distance relationship?
It was tough. That was real tough. We didn't really video call. We just text for like a few months. The first couple of months we were just texting.
Until he proposed.
Yep. And then after I proposed, we were doing voice calls and video calls.
Like every night. I think that's what helped us a lot.
Oh yeah.
I would say.
There was a few times where we would be upset at each other and we wouldn't talk.
Oh yeah.
Because you didn't like to talk when you were upset.
Yeah.
Which sucked. At the time I was working and going to school, college. And then, like, at night, I would call her, and then if she wouldn't answer, she didn't want to talk, and it just sucked. Because it was a long day, and that was kind of what I was looking forward to. And then there was a time when she got really sick, and...
oh, yeah. That's the bad thing about the long-distance relationships.
I had no idea for, like, 2 days. She just didn't call me or answer her phone, and...
So that happened because I was pregnant. We already knew that I was pregnant, right? Yeah, I went back to Peru, and for almost 2 months, I didn't have service because something happened with my chip and it wasn't working. And so I was just using Wi-Fi all the time, and I got sick. I went to the hospital with my mom, and then the doctor said, you need to be hospitalized. So he sent me to another hospital, but I didn't have internet. And at the moment I was just sick, you know, and I just wanted to get better. So we went to this other hospital and they didn't have Wi-Fi. I couldn't text him, and I couldn't like just text him to say something like, hey, I'm sick, I'm going to the hospital or something like that. But he knew in the morning that I wasn't feeling good. So that's why he was kind of worried. And so it wasn't until then when my mom gave me her phone, or I think you texted her, right? And then she called you or texted you?
Yeah, I messaged your mom and your brother on Instagram and Facebook, and I think WhatsApp, because I couldn't get a hold of anybody, and I was freaking out.
Yeah.
That was a rough time for her, for sure.
Yeah.
And
But
I was
also
just,
for him.
she was crazy worried.
I finally got to talk to him and I told him what happened. And after that day, I was in the hospital for like 3 to 4 days. And I had to wait for my mom to come and visit me and give me her phone so I could talk to him. And yeah, so that's one of the things that really suck about.
Yeah, I wasn't there for the birth.
And yeah, also
that sucked.
The thing with that is that the doctor didn't give us like an exact date.
And I had already had a plane ticket up there for like the week after Jacob was due.
Yeah.
So we thought I would just wait until that week. And I think it was 2 weeks I was up there. And, hopefully it would line up. But it didn't. Jacob came like a week early.
Yeah.
Because the doctor said he needed to.
So Jacob had the umbilical cord around his neck. And the doctor told us that, and he said that either wait a day and see what happens during the night. Like when you go to sleep, the baby can move. And so he could like get off the cord by himself. So it was that or just having the baby that day. And my mom was pretty scared. So was I. So we decided to have the baby that night. And I had to call Sean and tell him that I was going to have the baby that night. He couldn't be here when I had Jacob.
Yeah, it sucked.
Yeah. Okay. Those were kind of like the challenges that we had during the long distance relationship. That's pretty intense, huh?
Let's take a break. It's been 34 minutes.
Oh my god, how am I going to edit this? Number 10. Who is the king of the house, Jacob or Sean?
Oh, I don't know. Probably Jacob.
Yeah, I think Jacob is the king of the house.
We can't really...
We are the slaves, literally.
Yeah.
We are the slaves.
We can't really eat unless he
has
eats.
to eat first.
Yeah. We can't really watch shows unless he lets us really watch shows. Because we have to... I mean, if he's playing with something he's not supposed to, we have to stop him. Or if he's throwing a fit, we got to deal with him. I mean, we have to be up when he's up.
Yeah.
So he picks when we wake up.
Yeah.
And yeah, we can't go to sleep until he goes to sleep. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's being parents, so. But he is the king of the house, definitely. Question number 11, and this is the last one. When is Jacob getting a sibling? Any kids in the future?
Nah.
No, Jacob is not getting a sibling. Not the next year, no. In 2 years.
No, we talked about it, and I'd always wanted 2 kids, always. And then we had 1 kid, and I'm like,
yep.
I don't want another kid. I don't want to do this again. As much as I love Jacob, he's awesome, favorite person in the whole world. But having a baby is rough.
It's challenging, definitely. Yeah.
We both like doing what we want to do,
Yeah. I feel like, and I don't think it's being selfish, It's just that we're still kind of young and we still have like a lot of plans. Like I always say this, we still have a lot of plans. I know a lot of people could think like, but a baby is not going to stop you. But it kind of does.
Yeah.
Like it's hard to be parents. It's hard to take care of your kids. We were actually talking about it, and I feel like if we want to have another baby, we should give this baby as much attention as Jacob got from us. Like Jacob got a lot of attention from us.
Like a year and a half of her staying at home with him.
Yeah. And since we still have some plans, but I want to be fair with both of my kids, I just feel like I wouldn't be able to give
another year and a half.
Yeah.
Until we could do whatever we wanted to do.
Yeah. If eventually we just get pregnant, I mean, yeah, I think we... Right?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, if we would.
Things happen, right? Just
Yeah.
like things have already happened. So,
Yeah.
we just roll with it and figure it out.
But it's definitely.
We're not planning to
Yeah.
have another baby.
We're not.
We are
planning
trying
to
not to have another baby.
So we know it's important for Jacob to have someone to play with, someone, you know, like his age. Probably.
So we put him in daycare.
But we put him in daycare.
Yeah, a lot of kids his own age in daycare. Ton of friends there. He's there 6 hours a day, 5 days a week. A lot of friends.
Yeah.
So pretty so
So
okay
we're
with that.
not. Yeah, we're not really worried about it. And I think as long as Jacob spends time with us, and as long as he has some fun with us, I think that's all he needs. Like, we do play with him. We always try to make plans during the weekend and like do exciting things with him and take him to different places. And yeah, that's basically what we do to make sure he doesn't need that company.
Yeah.
So yeah, Jacob is not having siblings.
No.
We don't see babies coming in the future. Yeah. Okay. So that's it, Noor. We did it. Good job. Okay. So I think that will be it for today. This video is going to be super long. Just wanted to tell you guys that a lot of you sent like more than one question. I got a lot of questions that were basically the same. So I just used one of them, but I hope we got to answer all the questions that you guys had. And this was actually a nice way to let you guys know about us. We could definitely do like a love story video, but you will have to let me know in the comments below. I think that's all we wanted to share with you guys. Thank you for sending those questions, and we might do another one probably in like a future, like maybe next year, so we can update a little bit. We're gonna say bye-bye right now. Do you want to say bye, mi amor?
Bye-bye.
And I hope you guys liked this video. If you did like it, please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Okay, that's it.